Oh, there. Yes.
All right. Yeah, our computer at the last minute was like, nah,
Yeah,
screw you.
we're needing to get a new computer. I just cleaned it up, and evidently I need to. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, we do have a second
That's why I
computer that we're
drink.
using. So,
1 second. Oh, there we are.
oh, you see us?
Okay.
I do. Yeah.
Sweet.
All right.
I switched from my phone to my computer. So
Okay.
We had to switch from laptop to computer. So
yeah, we all just did a switch swap. That's what we had to do.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So we'll do our quick little intro thing and then we'll get right into it. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Are you good?
Are you good?
I'm good.
All right.
I have to rearrange because I had everything facing one direction. Now it's going the other direction.
Totally. Yeah, because I'm like trying to position myself to keep like controlled chaos so nobody can see the background because
Mess back there. You don't want to go back here. It's a mess. Yay. Yeah. My warning issue might get out if everybody saw that shit I got back there.
oh, I can believe it. Okay. Are you ready?
Let's do this then.
All right. Hey everybody, welcome to Drunken Housewife Reviews. I'm Sarah, the Drunken Housewife.
And I'm her host / husband, Ian, who tries to keep her on the rails best I can.
And it's a full-time job. And I have a feeling tonight it's going to be an even fuller time job. Or I don't know. Because we have the incredible, wonderful, beautiful Lisa Wood with us today. Hello.
Thank you so much for being here.
Everybody.
Hi, looking fabulous. Love the look.
You.
Thank you.
We do some steampunk.
Yeah. So
A little bit.
I was gonna say, would you like to introduce Lisa as far as everything that all of her little titles that she does?
Well, yeah, she's a comedian,
Mhm.
a singer, actress. She yeah, beauty queen, I should say.
Oh.
Yes. And remember, it's wrist, elbow, touch, pearls. Get it right. So.
And everything Lisa is fabulous.
Yes.
Thank you. I do a lot. I do a lot. Some days I'm like, damn, did I do all this shit? And it's like, you don't do that. Yeah.
I say some days do you find yourself going, I just want to take a nap. I just want to take a nap.
Some days it's like, I really don't want to go do this gig right now, but you know, then I do it, and then I get the adrenaline, you know, you get that rush, and it's like, I'm so glad I did it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Definitely.
totally understand. So how did you, because I mean, he was born a comedian, from all the stories his parents have told me throughout the years, but what got you on the stage? What led to you
as far as doing comedy?
Yeah, picking up the mic.
Comedy in front of people. It was, I showed up to my boyfriend. He's a comedian, a local comedian, and he wanted me to come hear him do comedy. And I went, and he was called into work, and he didn't call me and tell me. So it's like, okay, so I'm here. I'm at this, you know, they're doing comedy. I've never done comedy before. I'm like, well, let me try it. So I sat down, I wrote out some stuff on a napkin, and I went to the host and I said, what's the rules? Because I figured there's rules. And he told me the rules, and I was like, cool. And I was like, I want to try it. So he put me on the list. I got up and I killed. People's phones started coming out, and I was like, damn, I must be good at this shit. I was good at that.
And
so yeah, that's how long was that? That was 3 years ago.
Just 3 years ago. Oh my gosh, that's about the same time we were both doing it. So yeah.
3 years ago, yeah.
3 years ago. In the before times.
In the before times.
In the before times. Yes. That's just how we refer to the pre-lockdown. It's the before times.
The before times. I have many friends that we talk about stuff, and it's like, well, that was the before times, you know.
Yes. I say so. This is year 3 of 3 AC after Corona.
Pretty much.
I don't.
No, how long were you?
Start comedy.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, how long had you been doing it before everything started shutting down?
Not long. It had only been like a year.
Really? Okay,
and then stuff shut down. I had shows. I mean, that's the thing. I was already booked for shows. I was, music shows, and then the next thing you know, we were shut down, and it was like, wow.
Yeah. It was literally like overnight, because I was supposed to do my first paying gig at a comedy club in Cincinnati and didn't happen. So it's
No.
back to square one.
Yeah.
Ba-dum.
And the
Yeah.
sad thing is, some of those places aren't there no more. You know, they're closed. They're gone.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
sad.
Now during lockdown though, I mean, were you able to find something to, keep your creative juices flowing or?
Yes, I did. It is called Sauced in the City. I started doing virtual on the internet, and I got with Brenda Brown and Sauced in the City, and that's how I spent like the next year and a half. I'm still
Yeah.
doing it. Doing, the
Very
virtual
cool.
comedy. And it was a relief because when you start doing comedy, you get used to doing comedy. And then when you get cut off, it's like a crackhead can't get crack no more. It was like, damn, I want to make people laugh.
Oh,
Make
yeah.
make you laugh. And I couldn't because, there was no place to go. But then virtual comedy saved me, Sauce in the City. And then I started doing other virtual comedy sets, because
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much how this podcast came about. I got drunk and started ranting on something, and he was like, well, we should do a podcast where you just rant about stuff, and it just then snowballed into here we are now talking to the fabulous.
It was just like, she tried to chicken out.
I did
actually, and
I tried to chicken out because I was drunk, and he got me to agree to it.
exactly. And then she said, "Well, can I drink during it?" I'm like, "It's our podcast. Do we have any
It
rules?"
probably wouldn't be the first time he got you drunk and got you into something too.
Well, yeah. Have you met our
She
daughter?
does that voluntarily. She starts drinking, then comes after me. It's like, "You come here, come here." I'm
It
like,
makes me sound so awful. It makes me sound so awful.
He loves it. He loves it.
I don't hear you saying no.
I'm not complaining.
See, I
I'm
knew
not
it.
complaining whatsoever.
Yes. Anyway. So you are also a singer. Do you do any particular genre, or are you just like, whatever hits my ear and sounds good, or
whatever I want? That's the thing. As the joy of not being signed to any particular label is I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. If I want to do a country song, I can do a country song. If I want to do a rock song, I can do a rock song. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. So I can do anything and everything. So I mostly make my own music. Right now I'm on radio stations in my area. I'm also in California on the radio. I'm on a
Very cool.
cannabis radio station in Las Vegas. Yeah,
I think,
so
everything in Las Vegas is on cannabis. Let me tell you.
We'll fly out and wave at you in the if you're ever actually in Las Vegas.
I tried edibles for the first time in Las Vegas this past December. I did not know. Okay, first of all, I was doing a gig. Right? So I was going to take a little bite, a little piece of the wafer. And then the comedian that was with me, her name is Virginia. Virginia was in the car with me, and she slammed the rest of the wafer in my mouth. Of course, I didn't spit it out. I was like, okay, won't swallow it down.
Oh no.
And then, we sat in the car and we talked for about 30 minutes. And I was like, okay, I'm starting to feel a little something. Okay, let's go on in here. Let's do this gig. So we go in there, we both get on stage. So I figured when I was on stage, like an hour later, that was it. I thought that was the, boom. So then we sat and we talked, mingled with the people in the audience and everything. And then we decided, okay, let's go. I was ready to go to my motel. She was ready to go to her motel. And I was like, okay, let me take you home. And I get halfway to where I need to take her. And I realize I'm going down the middle of the road. And it's like, whoa.
Oh.
It's like things were like slow motion. And I'm like, what? Driving down the middle of the road. So there was a 7-Eleven. I'm like, look, I have got to pull over. I don't know what's going on, but I'm messed up.
Yeah,
so
very smart.
I pulled over at the 7-Eleven. So this was about 1:30 a.m. I sat and giggled and ate processed meat from the 7-Eleven and Gatorade for until like 6 a.m. And that's when it finally wore off. 6 a.m. I was like, it was weird because I was so scared I was going to get arrested. Somebody's going to see me behind the wheel of a car. And Virginia was no help. because she was like making fun of me, and she's like, "Oh, you're stuck."
Oh,
I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, you're stuck."
Uh,
She's like, "Yeah, girl, you're stuck."
oh,
Yeah, he is of no help to me because he unfortunately makes very,
Oh,
very good
yeah.
caramel.
Oh, I thought you were gonna tell the other story, but keep going.
No, the very, very good caramel. I mean, his caramel is just, and
Mm.
his enhanced caramel, you can't taste the extra ingredient.
Ooh.
So we were on the way out the door to my in-laws, my Mormon in-laws,
Oh.
and I grabbed the wrong caramel.
Yeah,
Oh no.
And I was driving,
yeah.
and we're driving along, and all of a sudden I just pull over, and he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "I ate the wrong caramel, and it's kicking in." And he's like, "Okay, put the car in park, get out, I'll start." But then for 2 hours, I'm sitting in a corner at my in-laws going, "Don't act high, don't act high, don't act high." And he just kept looking at me and laughing, which was not
'Cause I
helping me
knew,
any,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I wanted to laugh too. And I'm
Yes,
like,
you can't.
I can't, I
You're
gotta,
kicked out of temple. You're
No.
gonna get her kicked out of temple for life.
I
But yeah.
know. I'm like,
Mm.
I gotta. But then, like, not even 2 weeks later, somehow the conversation came around to legalization, and they were all for it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, am I being punked right now?
Yeah, it's the most
Is
progressive
this,
thing I've ever
where's
heard
the
them
hidden
say.
camera? Is there a hidden camera somewhere? Because they were like, "Oh yeah, we think they should just legalize it and tax it to, and balance our budget and blah blah blah." And it's proven the medical, and I'm just like, where were you guys 2 weeks ago when I was sitting in the corner of your kitchen going, "Don't act high." Don't
And
act high.
you were saying that to yourself. You're probably like, "No, that's high."
I know, and I probably was sitting there like this, eyes
was
wide
quite
open.
humorous. It was quite humorous.
And
Her
this
trying to
one,
interact with
yeah.
people.
And this one
Yeah.
just kept looking at me and laughing. I'm like,
See,
Well,
I
you
like
have-
the edibles because you don't smell like skunk. I
Exactly.
like those edibles. Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
well,
I don't like skunk. I don't smell like skunk.
yeah, I have asthma, and then I got COVID on top of having asthma. So now my lungs are just like, I can't even breathe in a candle smoke, after you blow out a candle, I can't even breathe that in, or it makes me cough.
Oh.
So yeah, edibles are the way to go.
Oh yeah.
And we are actually sponsored by an edible company that does like Delta 8 and 9 CBD infused yummies.
Yes. The thing to the real thing.
Yes, and
It's almost near beer, except a little stronger.
Unfortunately, their stuff is quite tasty. Fortunately, their stuff is quite tasty.
Yeah, you got to be careful with those.
So yeah, so
Oh, also a
Okay.
tip as well. They're doing Delta 9 instead of Delta 8,
and that
for the new
hits
stuff.
so much differently.
It's a different, yeah. You have to take a little less, and you go, okay, I need to just see where my level is, and then maybe
I had
get
a half of one of their gummies, and 24 hours later, I'm like, I am still fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
still
just
fucked up.
imagine
Yeah.
it once slammed down your throat, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna be all right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
I was
Because
fucked
and I was telling him about it, and he was like, "Oh, you're such a lightweight. You're such a
Yeah,
lightweight.
so
You're such a
up. I got
lightweight."
called lightweight
Yeah. Then he took one.
too.
yeah, and I was like, this is another dimension.
Yeah, and then he's sitting on the couch going, "Oh my God, you weren't
I mean,
kidding.
think about like it really 3D.
Oh my
You know what I mean?
God,
It's
this
just,
is," and I'm like,
hello.
just sitting back there going,
Oh.
"So I'm a lightweight, am I?
It's like
I'm a
I get it now.
lightweight."
But edibles make riding a plane so much better.
I can
yeah,
imagine
it
that, but I'm not
my
allowed
plane
that.
ride was so much better.
Now, was that to Vegas then?
Yes.
Ah,
Yes. Well, yeah.
there you
Back
go.
from Vegas. Back from
Oh,
Vegas.
coming back.
Back
Oh,
from
yeah.
Vegas. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I hope it didn't bum you out too much going back to Indianapolis, but
It did. I was like, damn, I want more edibles. I was like, I want more edibles.
Now,
And then it's legal. So
yeah, I went to Vegas and went to a farmer's market, which is where a dispensary has all of their like suppliers come with their wares, and they call it a farmer's market. And yeah, I was like, in Willy Wonka, they were like, "Where are you from?" "Indiana. If you want to view paradise, Yeah, they're like, come smell this. Here, try it,
Oh yeah, when you first see it in the jars and just like out in the open, not just like handed underneath
Yeah.
the table or something. It's
Not like in a
whole
Walmart
different
parking lot
experience.
at 3 a.m.,
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
well, I asked the TSA agent, I'm like, not that I have anything on me because I am too freaking paranoid. I don't have anything on me. Search my stuff if you want to. I just have a question because I'm from Indiana. And man looked me straight in the eye. And he's like, if you got a bag of gummies on you, I don't care. It's if your suitcase is full of it and you're taking it back to Indiana that I'm going to bust you.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I was giving away my stuff on the way to the airport, pulling over just like people at the gas station. Here, you want this? I can't take it. I'm getting ready to go to Indiana. Here,
yeah.
Here you go. Here you go.
Yeah, exactly. I was going up to people, that were there for the convention that I was working that I knew drove. And I'm like, here, I can't, I'm flying. I can't, and I'm like, if I had known.
Exactly. I would have kept my shit.
Oh, yeah.
Slamming one before I got on the airplane.
Of course, if you're like me,
but we assume no responsibility.
Yes, we assume that is what I was told by one particular TSA agent. That does not mean that every TSA agent in the Las Vegas airport believes the same thing.
Yeah, you'll be getting my call, that one call I get. Exactly. Like, hey, you guys have to do this shit.
You're gonna be like, bitch, you told me.
I'm doing 5 to 10. What's up?
I know. So like asterisk, disclaimer. This is what one TSA agent told me at 5 a.m. in Vegas. Okay.
So evidently she got the cool one who's just, done.
I got the cool one that he's like, it's 5 a.m. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Do you have a dead body in there? No.
Maybe. But I might care then. Maybe not.
Whatever.
Yeah, that wouldn't be my luck. I would get the Karen,
Yes.
like,
oh yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I would get, because I've only flown. It's so funny, he's a flight attendant, so I get free flight. I'm terrified of flying. So I've only flown 3 times, 4 times?
3, 4, 5 times.
4 times.
Not too many times.
The trip to Vegas almost destroyed our marriage.
Really? So tell me more.
So we get free flight, but we have to fly standby. Somebody routed me through Atlanta to go to Vegas. I landed in Atlanta at 7:30 in the morning. By 5 p.m. I told him, if I don't get on a plane to Vegas, the next gate I go to, I am divorcing him, because I'm done. I am done. Luckily, I got on that plane, but it was this close. And then I get to Vegas. I let him know I'm in Vegas. And he's like, yeah, a friend of mine told me if we had paid $40, you could have had a direct flight on Southwest. I'm like,
yeah, that day when she left, that's why I posted, hey, she's on her way to Vegas. And so I said, hey, you taking Southwest? I'm like, what? And yeah.
So guess what I made him do on my trip home?
No.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth the $40. Yeah.
Because he almost died that day.
Yeah, you could have died, man, and I think she would have killed your ass. I really think she would have killed your ass.
Yeah.
She's seen a lot of true crime documentaries and knows how to dispose of a body, so.
Yeah, you should get nervous when she watches them kind of shows, because I don't know. She gives you ideas.
He hates it. Yeah, he hates it when I'm like, oh, well, that's where they went wrong. And he's like, how do you know that that's where they went wrong? Have you seen this one before? I'm like, no, but you always buy the vat of acid 3 counties over with cash.
There you go.
You don't use your credit card, and you wear a disguise.
That's not how you do it. This is how you do it.
Yeah, 2 words. 2 words. Pig farm.
I know. Which pig farm?
Well, the wood chipper, then you have to ditch in like a really deep lake, because DNA stays around forever, and you got to bleach the heck out of that thing. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Something, but yeah, I'm just telling you, take the teeth though, before you. From what I have heard, from what I have read, disclaimer, from what I have heard, pigs don't eat the teeth. So you have to take the teeth elsewhere.
Get rid of the teeth.
But
if you got a guy with dentures, you're in luck.
It's true, because you can always
win.
bash up the dentures. Nobody knows anything different.
Nobody knows.
Exactly.
Nobody would ever know.
I'd probably get Lisa to say that I was with her if you ever disappeared.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that's good to know.
Oh yeah, probably, most likely, yeah, I would. I'm just saying.
So now that we've established that we're best friends and that you would help me hide a dead body.
Now that we got the motive, not the motive, what's that?
The
Call that?
method, yeah.
Method.
The method. We got it down to what we're gonna do, what we're gonna say. You better be nice to her. That's all I got to tell you.
Yes. So,
Well, how long had you been singing before comedy? I mean,
Oh
you
my
did sing
gosh.
before that. How long have you been singing on
I
stage?
was
And
very young. My family was very religious. They still are. My dad was the minister. So we would sing when I was a little kid. We would go, churches and sing around churches. So I started probably when I was 1 singing with church, the
Okay.
church thing. We were the Wood family and we go to different churches and sing and yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I've
That's
been
very
singing
cool.
probably all my life. Yeah. Now my father didn't like the kind of songs I sung. He would unplug my organ.
I can see that.
That's when I
Yeah.
was writing songs on the organ. He'd unplug it and get all mad, and yeah, but his daughter
I hear you.
still a rocker, still singing. So
Well, when did you start actually performing in front of not just church and that? When did you kind of do your own thing? About
like
how
in
old
clubs
was
or
that?
whatever.
Right out of high school or just?
well, for me, it started because my thing was I had kids and my kids had issues. My daughter had PTSD. My son had autism. So I took off their childhood to raise my kids. That's what I
Yeah.
did. So
Mhm.
then after one graduated and one was in high school, I went ahead and I started doing shows with theater. And I would
Okay.
do what are the musicals. And
Yes.
I would have how they have that person that right before, intermission, they'd have that big song. I was the
Yes.
one that they would get for that big song. That was
Oh,
me. And so I did that and was doing karaoke. And then I was like, you know what? I want to do my own music. And that's when I started putting my own music out there. That's when
okay.
I started going to clubs to open mics first and doing music. And then they're like, hey, you're good enough. Why are you here? You should be, doing this professionally and, just doing the steps.
Very
And
cool.
that's really how it started. It was, I raised my kids, got my kids raised. Then I went into the music thing.
Okay. Okay.
So what all plays that are like the most memorable that you got to do you think?
Actually, the most memorable was last year we did a comedy show for veterans. And I
Okay.
thought I was going to get up there and do comedy, right? But they're
Sure.
like, no, we want you to do music. So in front of 1,000 people, over 1,000 people, I got to do my original music, and that was great.
Oh,
That
Oh, that's
was
wow.
pretty cool.
great.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
to have an audience that big and respectful, and I got to sing the national anthem. I sang the national anthem to
Oh,
start the picnic.
wow.
Mhm.
So 1,000 people, if you can imagine, just a room just full of people, just faces everywhere. Yeah.
Sweet.
That was awesome. That was the biggest audience I've ever performed in front of.
Oh, wow. I honestly got to give it to you because I freak out like an audience that fills our local high school and that.
Well, community theater. And
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
community theater. I get the nervous under boob sweats for those, so I can
It's only like
only
40
imagine.
people, yeah.
Yeah.
What I've learned is to take that nervous energy and turn it into excitement energy. And
yeah.
I use that. I love that. I love when I get the nervies. I love that. Ooh, it gives me pep. I mean,
Sweet.
it's good stuff. I love that adrenaline.
That's awesome because I know, I mean, every play, because our community theater here in Lebanon, I haven't been able to do anything with them in quite a little bit of time. But yeah, it's what, 50, 75 seat theater.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and even just that small, I'm backstage going, okay, I'm sweating.
Well, it's also
I might
from
throw
the
up.
church.
I'm not for sure.
Yeah.
You know, I might throw up and sweat all at the same time. I don't know. This could be fun. But then, once I get out there, I'm okay. But yeah, standing backstage, I'm just like, this is it. I'm going to throw up right now all over everybody. So just
I
prepare
had
yourself.
stage fright one time, and it was when I was 8 years old at church, singing in front of the, and I couldn't get no sounds out. And that was the only time I've ever had stage fright, was when I was like 8 years old. And I couldn't get my solo out. It was that was it. And then it's like, okay, yeah, I just learned to take that nervous energy and just make it into, the go juice.
The go juice. I like that. Yeah. I like that. The go juice.
Make it go juice.
There you go. So tip from Lisa.
Yep.
Turn it into go juice.
Have you had any recordings of your songs done? And I think I heard you talking about them being at least played on the radio and stuff.
My songs are on everything. They're on Amazon, they're on Spotify. I have my own artist channel on iHeartRadio. I'm on everything. You can look me up, but my AKA for music is Lisa Divalicious. I had to go Lisa Divalicious because they had too many Lisa Woods. They had too many. So the only way that they could properly disperse my money to me, my 0.3% of a penny for every time my music is played, is by me changing my name. So I went for Lisa Divalicious.
Well, it's an appropriate name, I'm going to have to say, because you are very divalicious. Very delicious. Seriously. Kind of, girl crush at the moment. So. And yes, I'm secure enough in who I am to say that. So.
Got a girl crush.
There we go. Her next hit. Girl crush.
Ooh.
So what you got coming up?
Yes. We always like to give you a chance to plug away on whatever you've got going on.
Here's the thing. I just finished up everything I had scheduled. I just did a show at this local bar. It's called the Treehouse of Terre Haute. I just did a show there. Just did that Friday. I don't think I have anything else after that. Doing stuff with Sauce in the City. Just did a movie.
Oh, yes, tell us everything. Okay. Well, not everything. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I went to Chicago and I shot a movie it's called Pimpin' Ain't Dead. And it's coming out this probably winter. And I also have a little bit in another movie called Mo City. So
okay.
I have two spots in a movie coming out. So yeah.
Sweet.
Then it was kind of Chicago. Oh my God, Chicago. Okay. Here's what I don't like about Chicago. All right.
Go on.
Chicago. Did you know it costs $54 a day to park in Chicago? $54 a day, and I was there 3 days. Okay, so I had to deal with the parking thing. All right. So then, that was about a month ago that I went to Chicago. So I go to my mailbox yesterday. And I see there's a little letter for me from the state of Illinois. And I'm like, cool, there must be saying thank you for coming to visit, right? No, it was for a daggone warning ticket for my speeding. And I'm like,
oh my God.
Because what they said was it was a video that got me on video speeding. And I'm thinking, all them people passing me up doing 300 miles an hour, 200 miles an hour, and you going to give me a speeding ticket because I probably went 55 in a 50?
Oh my God.
Of course. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. But I'm sorry. If people are passing you, hopefully they got a ticket too. But
I hope so. But the area that it said I was in was called Roosevelt Street. You ever been on Roosevelt Street in Chicago?
No.
You go faster there too. You go fast as fuck through Roosevelt on the Roosevelt Road if you went there too. I'm just saying.
It's like roll them up, lock them. Because I know we've been lost in Chicago a few times, and we've hit some areas where
sketchy, wouldn't stop to order a burger in.
Yeah, where it's like, number one, I'm not going to be caught in that parking lot at 3 a.m. There is no way, shape, or form. But I'm betting that parking lot at 5 p.m. somebody's abuela selling her tamales. Probably pretty good. But yeah, our really only experience with Chicago is the Shriners Hospital. And so we've generally been driven in and driven out by those fez wearing guys. So
we did tell you
Shriners are
about our
great.
daughter, right?
yes, Shriners are amazing.
Did we tell you about our daughter?
No.
Oh,
I've seen some pictures, but I've never known the story.
okay. Our daughter Madeline, she was born with spina bifida, which is what the Shriners took care of. Legion on her back, they sewed that up, and a shunt. But then we also found out when she's like what 6, 7,
Yeah.
that she was also autistic, very high functioning, and diagnosed at that time with Asperger's.
But now that's
But
term's not used anymore.
Not used, so we haven't had to reevaluate it. But
She's
it's very high functioning.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you talked about autism in your family, we're like, oh, okay, that's
We're
something-
familiar.
Yeah, we're familiar.
We're familiar. Yeah, but yeah, the only the only times we've ever been to Chicago are for Shriners visit. Well, and then I've gone a couple of times to work
Oh, Days of the Dead.
the Days of the Dead convention, but that's really in Roselawn, not in Chicago.
Wow.
Now you're familiar with Days of the Dead conventions, aren't you? Or no?
No.
It's a horror movie convention in Indianapolis. It's like Indianapolis, Chicago, Louisville, a whole bunch of places. I generally only work the Indianapolis one, but for my 50th birthday year, he let me travel to a couple of the different locations so that Mom could have a weekend away.
Yep.
And yeah. So, and it's fun. I mean, if you're into horror movies, it's fun.
Flat. Now, see, my problem is I work in nursing homes, so every day for me is a horror movie. Creepy.
I get that.
Creepy sounds. Death like lingering over your head sometimes, and it's like, hey, Death, what's up? What you here for? When you leaving? So it's kind of like, hope you're not here for me. It's kind of that's my day at work.
Yeah, I totally understand that. It's not for everybody. I have friends that are like, how the heck can you watch those movies? And I mean, it all goes back to my dad got me involved watching horror movies, but before I could ever watch a horror movie, being the school teacher that he is, he brought home all these books on special effects so that I knew how they did. This is back before CGI and all of that.
Yeah.
So then I got interested in the special effects aspect of it, and then a friend of mine got me hooked up with this convention, and the rest is history. So but it's kind of funny that the people at these conventions that play the most horrible people on screen are some of the nicest human beings in real life. I mean, just absolutely wonderful people. It's like, they're killing teenagers left and right on screen, but then when you meet them there's one, Derek Mears. He played Jason Voorhees in the 2009 reboot of Friday the 13th, and he was Swamp Thing, and then he did a bunch of the creatures on Grimm. And he with Maddie has a little bit of a crush on him, just a little bit. He is so sweet with her. They're all so sweet with her. It's just it's just I think they get it all out on screen. I mean,
Well,
I don't know. That's my theory.
That's like the singing, getting it all out there. Everything that's inside you wanting to eat at you. Just
it's like, okay, I really want to kill the following people. So when I film this scene,
basically,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna picture their faces on all of those people that I have to kill on screen.
Well, that's like people don't like clowns. Remember Gacy? He used to, go. He was a clown and go to do kid shows and stuff. I'm sure he was really sweet too, but he was a monster. Monster.
Yeah, they say it's always the quiet ones. It's always the quiet ones you got to worry about. But and the clowns are just creepy.
And Dahmer, he really had a taste for people. So there's some serious messed up people out there in real life.
Mm-hmm. That's for sure, because that's my other thing is true crime. That he'll walk in, I'll be watching something, he's like, who's this? I'm like, oh, okay, so this person in the 1990s, killed like 50 people. And he's like, it scares me that you can just right off the top of your head. I'm like,
look, I actually had met a local serial killer. One of my guys I was dating took me over to this guy's house, right? And this guy, everybody, the rumor was he had killed somebody and put him in his refrigerator freezer. Okay, so I go to his house, and his wife, she was a little person, and she was an RN that I worked with too. So I went in the house, and we were, I was helping her get the house ready because we were, getting ready to eat some stuff. And he comes in and he sits on the couch, and he looks over at the freezer, and the freezer's got like a chain around it. And he's like, hey, I'm like, what? He's like, people say that I got a body in that freezer. What do you think? And I'm like,
Oh my
well,
God.
I really don't know. People say stuff all the
look,
time.
it's time.
You know,
Gotta go.
they, and yeah, and it turned out he had the body in the freezer at that
Oh
time.
my
So he
So
was
he
one.
really did. He
Oh my
really did.
God.
And then his wife, he killed his wife and buried her by the railroad track. So, I mean, a serial killer. He had killed about 3 or 4 people
Oh my
in
God.
like a year. Serial killer.
Oh my God.
That's messed
Yeah.
up.
That is insane.
Yeah. And
That,
when
I
he,
say, yeah, my only connection is I worked at the same place as a guy who was pen pals with John Wayne Gacy.
Okay.
That is my only connection. He
Pen
left.
pals?
Yeah, he left before I started working there. But the other people were telling me, yeah, he left because the manager got mad because John Wayne Gacy called him from prison collect at work.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, wait, whoa, 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 hold up, hold up.
Wow.
How I need some details in this. And I guess,
You
yeah.
can't just blurt that out.
Yeah,
not
you
know
can't
what
just
the hell
blurt that
happened. I
out
mean,
and
come
then
on.
think I'm going to be like, oh, okay, and move on with
yeah,
my day.
that's
That's normal.
No, that's a hold up. Let's get a
wow.
beverage. We're going to sit down. I need the details.
I'm gonna sip some tea on that one. What?
I know. And
Hey.
yeah, he was pen pals with him. And
Oh my God.
But think of the women that fall in love with these guys that are locked up for killing people, and they're like, oh, they really didn't mean it,
It's a weird psychology, man.
yeah, you just want to sit him down and go, baby girl. I know you don't have exactly a lot of self-confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
But let's build it at least enough that you're not thinking that Jeffrey Dahmer's your man, or,
I don't know. I mean, Harley Quinn is not based on some of that psychology, so I don't know. There might
it's
be as bad as
Some
men can be
women
messed
like
up.
it.
Some women could be that messed up too.
Yeah.
To be
They feel
attracted to
sorry
that.
for
That's
him.
just
They feel
yeah,
sympathy
yeah.
for him. They're like, oh, they just don't understand, and no.
Yeah.
no, honey, no.
No.
Yeah, I just yeah,
There's too much free dick out in the world for me to want one that's locked up. That's all I gotta say about that.
yeah, exactly. I often say that I want to go into a bar and like sit down with the little 20 somethings and go, okay, everything you're doing right now, stop. Just stop. Just well, I don't want him going out with his friends because I don't trust him. Then why are you dating him?
Exactly.
That's either a you problem or a him problem. In either way, you need, because no, or, well, I'm mad at him, so I'm going to withhold sex, and he's going to sleep with your best friend, because trust me, Tina's over there waiting for her opportunity. Trust me, I can tell by looking at her. It's like just all those little things. When
I want to get rid of a guy, I tell my friends about him, all the good stuff about him. I tell him how great he is. Oh, he's such a good guy. He's a great guy. Because you know what? I figure that they'll probably go after him, and he'll be like, okay, fine. And yeah, then that'd be a reason to get rid of him right there.
Oh, that didn't work for me.
So when I'm quiet about a guy, you don't hear nothing from me. I'm happy, and I don't want nobody to know how good I got it.
You're just
That's
like,
a good strategy.
Shields are up. No, you're not coming near him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I say, yeah. Telling everybody how wonderful you were didn't work for me, because my friends call him the floor model husband, which is the model that you really, really, really want, but you're stuck with the scratch and dent section over here because you can't have the floor model.
Can't have it's already been called for. You can't have it.
Yeah, and it just cracks me up. I'm like,
out.
yeah, I'm like, no, trust me, if you lived with him, you would change your mind. I love and adore him, but sometimes living ain't easy. Because especially during lockdown, again, I had to listen to all of his jokes and everything. And
you should have got a check just for that. Check for that.
I know. And then I'm not laughing. And he's like, come on, that was funny. And I'm like, and I've heard it 20 times already. Just no.
Well, you know that there's a joke in your head that you will tell to yourself and it makes you laugh every time and you can't help it. I've got a few of those and I just said them out loud too many times. And now she's like, just no.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
It's like some things are always funny. I don't know what to tell you.
Just not to everybody else, I'm afraid.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And I've already come to grips with that nobody gets my shit. It's like I get that. I think what's funny in my head, I say it wherever I say it on the script or the stage or whatever. I just spit it out. And if you think it's funny too, cool. If you don't, I like it. So I've just pretty much taken that attitude towards everybody. So if you don't like it, I don't care. Just don't like it. So
and
some people
back
don't like
to,
it, some people don't
I
like
will
it.
be your witness to, you were with me.
Exactly.
Don't know what happened to him. He just disappeared one day. He said a couple of jokes, and the next thing we know, he disappeared.
I said, get out of here. And he took it literally. And
Hollywood.
I don't know.
Hollywood.
I don't know. He look for him under an assumed name. That's all I can think of. Cause yeah.
I just think it'd be funny if I even just had one guy be like, oh my God, I love everything that you do. And then I had no other fans. I think I could live with that.
You would perform for just that one person.
I would perform for just that one person. I would. Because, I was like, all right, let's do it.
Does he look a whole lot like you and talk back to you from the mirror? Does he look a whole lot like you? And you only see him when you look in the mirror? And I'm just asking. Yeah. Just asking for a friend.
That ain't your twin. No. Yes. Because I don't know what your like prep process is, but his prep process, I've now gotten him to agree to go into the bedroom, close the door.
Yeah.
You can say all your stuff out loud over and over and over and over. And then that way I don't have to hear it again.
I do most of my rehearsing at the hotel rooms on overnights when I'm working as a flight attendant. And that way it's only one person next to me that has to hear all my crap as opposed to you hearing it all the time. So there you go.
You don't want to hear somebody banging on the wall. Boo, boo.
I haven't heard it yet, so evidently I'm not doing something too horrible. I'm sure I'll say something and somebody beat on the door. What are you talking about me for? I'm sure it's going to happen. I'm not that guy you saw.
Like in the audience saying, jokes sound awfully familiar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Last night.
You sound just like that guy that was in the hotel room next to
me.
It's
really weird.
I was in Omaha.
That guy must have a CD out or something, MP3. He's heard just saying it over and over because he likes it so much.
That we heard all night last night talking to
you. Yeah, he does the same voice. It's amazing. I don't know how he did it. Oh.
Anyway. And this is my marriage.
Well, we are so glad that you were able to come on.
Yeah, so glad that we were able to finally get our computer running, or at least computer running. Shout out to our baby girl for being flexible and giving up the main computer and going onto her tablet so that we could do this.
Yay, baby girl!
Yes, she has had to be so flexible with all of our issues with laptops, and technology is a wonderful thing when it freaking works.
I know, it can be so hard.
I know. I know I blew her mind not too long ago because she can't wrap her mind around the fact that the internet did not exist until high school. That's when it really started, like the baby steps of actual real people can get a hold of the internet.
Yeah, you
And
can just go to like the university or whatever to get on a communal computer.
yeah, so yeah, she'll be like, so did you Google stuff for when you, and I'm like, baby girl, I didn't have access to a computer until I was in college.
Yeah.
Had encyclopedias.
Yes,
That's what
yes.
we had. Encyclopedias. You had to
And
go look at the encyclopedia or go to the
yeah,
library.
yeah, and you
And
couldn't
hopefully
get-
your local library had what you're looking for.
Yeah, and
Most did not.
and before you even went to the library, you couldn't look up on your phone if they had a copy of the book
You
you
had to
wanted.
march on down
You had to
there.
go through the card catalog and look through all the little
Oh
cards,
my
and then you
gosh,
had to
yes.
read the little Dewey Decimal System thing. And
Remember
the
the keyboards were typewriters?
yes,
Typewriters? Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh, when they went electric, I was like, holy crap, electric typewriters, you know. I was happy about that. Let alone computers.
I still can't type, so it doesn't matter.
I can't
mean,
either. I still do the finger pick.
I'm like a step above that, but then my spelling is so horrible that even like, autocorrect will look at me and go, I got nothing. Is this English?
Autocorrect comes up like,
what are you searching? What are you trying to say here? And I have restructured sentences because I could not think of how to spell a word. And I'm like, that's it. I'm just restructuring this entire sentence so I don't have to use that word.
That's
yeah.
funny.
Autocorrect is very annoying. I have said "puck you" to so many people when I did not mean "puck you."
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
yeah,
did not mean "puck you." Okay, I
yeah,
really did. Yeah.
yeah. My
It does
autocorrect, I'm
work.
like, it's never duck. It is never duck.
Never duck.
I
and
am
it's
never
never
ever going to say the word duck, ever.
No.
It's not duck. So, but then the other day I was trying to say the word duck, and it kept coming up all caps fuck, and I'm like,
Hey, learn. Yay.
finally, when I'm actually trying to say the word duck,
Yeah.
that's when it gives it to me.
Oh,
So
It's never puck and it's never duck.
it never is.
well, here's something I was wanting to ask.
Yeah.
Is there anything? I know you had some really good medical news. Did you want to discuss any of that, or do you just want to cut it off here? It's up to you.
I will
Yes.
talk about that. Let's see, in 2021, I found out I had stage 3 breast cancer. And it was extremely aggressive. It was one of those things where, they didn't know if I was gonna, still be here or
Yeah.
not, because it was so aggressive and it grew so fast. It went from like a pea to a goose egg in like a half a month. Just a pea to a goose egg, just that quick. And so I had to quit work and everything just to start that treatment right away because of the way it was growing. And did the chemo for a year, did the radiation, 8 weeks radiation. Radiation was rough because let me tell you, it was all in my left breast. My left breast looked like a shriveled up raisin by the time radiation was done.
Oh,
And the right one, it was normal. So it looked like I had two different body parts,
Gotcha.
But yeah, finally, I'm in remission for stage 3. They can't find any cancer anymore. God blessed me.
yay.
Yahweh blessed me greatly.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah, because and then the doctor's like, you never know who's going to survive and who's not,
Exactly. Because I know, like, I had a friend that she got a different kind of cancer in each breast. And I was talking to her and she's like, for A cups that don't even look good, they're causing me all this trouble. And she finally is in remission, has been in remission for a while. But yeah, it's amazing that you can be fine and then all of a sudden not fine, because I've known people that, esophagus cancer, they went in because, my throat's sore and I'm having some trouble swallowing. Oh yeah, well, because you have stage 4 esophagus cancer, or something like that. And it's insane. It's insane.
And the thing is, people need to watch out because the cancer rates are going up. A lot of people are getting cancer right now. I don't know if it's from COVID. I don't know if it's from the vaccine. All I know is the cancer rates are, and people need to watch their bodies. They need to, watch out for lumps, watch out for color changes. If it doesn't feel right, get it checked out, because there's something happening. I don't want to be like, woo, but
Yeah, no, but
yeah, get it checked out, because you never know. You just, and
yeah,
the thing is, there is like, I thought, okay, I'm going to be off work for cancer, so I'm going to get my Social Security. No, they would not give me Social Security.
Mhm.
My friends had to feed me. My friends and some distant family paid my bills for me for a year of my
That's
life. It was
wonderful.
family and friends taking care of me. And if I didn't have that, I don't know what would have
Yeah,
happened.
see, some people don't have that village to
No.
support them like that. And I mean, it's amazing that you had that, and I'm so thankful that you did, because I don't know how many times we've had to rely on our village.
Yeah,
When Maddie's been in the hospital, or he had 2 rounds in the hospital. It's just, yeah, it is. People, I don't think people realize just how much of a blessing, even like somebody sent us DoorDash gift cards, and I don't
Yeah.
think they realize, how much of a blessing, because here's 4 meals that all I got to do is do on my phone, and it comes to my door, and I don't have to think about it. I don't even have to do dishes. It's
Or a
just,
gas card. Gas cards
yeah,
were,
yes,
exactly. Gas cards too.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because, that was the difference between getting treatment and not getting treatment, not having gas. Uh,
yeah,
but I've never missed a treatment. My friends covered me. Pink, the cancer organizations covered me.
very
Um,
cool. Very
so
cool.
yeah, it's good to have friends and to have organizations that help people out when you get down with this kind
yes.
of, illness.
Oh yeah.
So
Yes, yes. I mean, like I said, we've always said God bless those fez wearing guys as far as Maddie's concerned, because she's had 23 surgeries, I think.
To tell you the truth, I
I'd
don't
have
like
to sit
count.
down but I want to say like 23 surgeries, and 20 of them were through Shriners. And we never saw a bill. They fed
Yeah,
us, they took us there, they brought us home. And organizations that help people like that are just absolutely amazing, just absolutely amazing. I always say
yeah,
there's a special place in heaven for the people that came up with that idea to begin with,
yeah.
and then for all the people that work for those organizations. Just amazing, absolutely amazing.
It takes a special person. It really does. Because I mean, I don't go to church, but instead of tithing to a church, I'll like give to Pink. I'll give to organizations that are helping people that I know the people are
oh,
going to
there you
give
go.
them money.
Yes,
That's what I do. So, you
Well,
know,
I'm all about that. I'm in big support of those organizations as well. So
yeah,
yeah, and giving it directly to the people who need it.
mhm.
That's a better way to go.
yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
because you never know. It could be you next time. So,
Yeah,
you-
Oh yeah,
exactly,
oh yeah.
exactly. Because it could be you, it could be somebody that you care about. You never know. And knowing that you've helped out, like my brother, his way of giving, although I don't think he can do it anymore now with his health issues, but he was in a car accident when he was in high school, and had to have surgeries and required a lot of blood. And so now he, like once a month, then when he got cleared to be able to do it, would give blood. And so
Mhm.
that he's like, I used up so much blood. This is my way, and I think he got like the 5,000 pint award, or I mean,
Oh yeah, he was under
he,
knife a lot for that. He was
yeah,
just lining up Draculas and
yeah,
vampires.
yeah, so there's, if you can't afford to donate to organizations, you got blood, you
There
got
you go.
platelets, you got other stuff you could donate. So
It's all
And
good.
most of
yeah,
my friends were like, hey, well, all of my friends were like, don't pay us back. Just pay it forward the next time. Do it for somebody else.
Very cool.
And
yes,
Very
yeah,
cool.
so I mean, it was, yeah. So pay it forward. You
yeah,
gotta
There you go.
pay
You
it
always do that.
forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Because I mean, I think the world would be a much better place if people just took care of each other.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yes.
Not worry. Well, it's hard sometimes. Like when I go to the store, I'll see somebody, hey, you got any change? They don't want change. you know, they don't want me to give them a quarter, you
Yeah.
know? So at first I'll say no. And then I'll wait to see how they react to me. Do they cuss me out or are they nice? Do they say thank you? If they say, oh, well, thanks anyway, when I come back out, I'll probably slip them a five. Because, you
I
know,
get
that's
that.
just me.
Oh yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to give to somebody who's going to be a jerk, you know, if
Oh
I say,
yeah.
no, I don't have any right now, you know,
Yeah.
no. So yeah,
Yeah.
you'll get about $5 from me if you're nice. You'll get a middle finger from me if you're mean. That's
It's fair. That's fair.
and
That's
that
fair.
would mean duck or duck.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I know my niece would keep like cereal bars and stuff like that in her car. And if she saw somebody begging, she would roll down her window. She's like, I don't have any money, but here, I have cereal bars and, you know, stuff like that. Do you want them? And if they said no, then she's like, all right, roll up a window, moving on. I tried to help you with what I had, you know, and
Yeah, sometimes you don't have cash, but
yeah, sometimes you don't have cash, but you got all these cereal bars and stuff because you just went to Sam's Club or Costco or whatever. And
well, whenever
Yeah.
I'm overnighting in like say New York, Chicago, wherever, if I've got a couple bucks, I see somebody who does it, and in my judgment at that time that they are needing it to help, then I, you know, if I've got it, I'll give it to them. But I don't really think about it that much whether to do it or not to do it. It's just if I have it and the situation's right.
Now, if
I
they're
don't
working,
obsess.
if they're out there dancing or playing music or singing,
Oh well,
you
that's
don't get money-
different.
you're gonna get money from me because that's work. People
Yeah.
are like, oh, don't give them money, don't give them money. I'm like, this is their job. This is what they're doing to make money. At least they're willing to work, do
Yes.
something to make it. So I will gladly give, you know, $1, $2 for
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
that's out there doing the work.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. We had a guy here in town that everybody loved watching him because he was one of the sign guys with the little arrow of, I think it was for Little Caesars or whatever. But I mean, he's dancing away and we're all like, you know what? He may not be making much money, but he's going to make the most out of his time there. And it got to the point where when he found another job that paid more, people were trying to find him to hire him to like stand outside their places of business for, you know, Marsha's birthday or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like, can we get you for a couple of hours just to stand out in front of the building with a sign
There you go.
dancing? And he's like, sure, you know, and he'd stand out in front, you know, for a little while, he would continue to do that for people because they're like, we just love, you know, watching you do all that. Can we hire you for a couple hours? He's like,
And you're,
That's an easy
why
gig.
not?
yes, that's your gig. That's
Yeah.
There you go.
that's your
Exactly.
gig.
Exactly.
I support
Really
that.
is.
I support the heck out of that kind of stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, whether it's professional or say guerrilla, you know, amateur, blah blah. It's like if you're out there just doing it and you're, you know, working at it, I'm all there to support you.
Yep.
It's all good.
Yeah.
We're all at
Yeah.
different levels.
That's true.
So
Yeah. So this is the point where we normally give you a chance to plug, but we've already kind of plugged everything.
well, if there's anything else that's popping into your head,
Lisa
just-
Divalicious. Look up for my music, Lisa Divalicious. Google
Right.
Lisa Divalicious. I have about 2 pages for Lisa Divalicious, and it'll tell you how to get to my music, and you can buy some of my music. I will get all of 0.3% of a penny for all the music that you buy from me, but it's Lisa something. That's all I got.
it's something.
It's, you know, I think we've made what, a quarter off our podcast so far?
I think so.
Yeah. So
So, woo-hoo.
So you can't even get some from Dollar Tree for that. You
I know.
you used to get Dollar Tree.
I know. It's like, come on, I want to make enough money I can go get a Speedway Pop. Come on. That's all I'm
Yeah,
asking.
that'd be nice. That would be nice. Yeah.
You know, Speedway Pop, maybe a grilled cheese sandwich.
There you go.
You know?
That's all you need.
A sandwich is good.
Yeah.
You can get a White Castle for 25 cents.
You can't get anything. You can't even get a cup of coffee anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
So-
anyways, we're gonna have to head down the road. We'll
Yes.
click off the monitor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, because we got to give the main computer back to the girl at some point. Although
Yeah.
I could seriously talk to you forever,
exactly.
thank you.
forever. You're so much fun.
I think that was fun. It was enjoyable. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you
Thank
so
for
much.
inviting me. Thank you.
And yeah, everybody look up Lisa Divalicious for
Delicious.
all of her music and find her in comedy clubs. Keep an eye out for her on that. And
Lisa D. I'm Lisa
Yes.
D. for comedy. Lisa D.
Lisa
There you
D.
go.
All right. Well,
Oh,
Thank
shout
you.
out to my manager, Pumpkin Seed Productions. That's my
Yes.
manager. I got a manager now, people. I'm big business.
Oh, you have hit the big time.
Well, if
You
you
have
want
management.
if you want us to put that link in as well,
Yes,
send
whatever
you two
links.
together, we'd be happy to do
Yeah,
that.
send
too,
us whatever
we
links you
do.
want. We put them down below so people can click on them and find more information. Well, you know,
There you go.
yeah. So
That'd be
we'll
great.
get y'all hooked up.
Pumpkin seed.
Pumpkin seed. I like that. All
Yep.
right. Okay. Well, thank you. If you've got like when your movies do come out, if you want to come back on and talk about them, we'll do
You just
that.
come on and talk about whatever you want. We'll
It's
have a
gonna
good
be
time.
awesome. It's
Yeah.
gonna be awesome.
If it's a Tuesday and you're bored,
There you go.
you know.
I'm off every Tuesday.
So yeah, it has been totally awesome talking to you. Thank you so much.
Well, bye everybody.
Keep going.
Okay, that was the incredible, wonderful, Divalicious Lisa Woods,
Yes.
aka Lisa Divalicious.
She is such a sweetie.
She is an amazing person
In
to
case
talk
you
to.
know, she's
Fun,
from
fun.
Terre Haute. And you can find, if you're looking around the Terre Haute area, and that's where you can find her. And of course, talking about the internet on there as well.
Yep.
Go ahead.
What?
You had a few more things you wanted to say?
I'm totally drawing a blank because the wine's starting to kick in. So we'll just end it there. We have some more interviews and a couple of reviews that we're gonna want to do this weekend, hopefully. So we'll be back.